sure that my volume. Make sure that my volume is up. There we go. And let me get on Facebook. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's been a long day. Jesus. A very long day. I do have a update for you all that actually came out today. So I wanted to make sure that I informed you all so that way you can make sure that you get the proper paperwork that you need to submit. $419 advance child tax payments. I'm gonna go ahead and get started in a few moments, just like 1 or 2 minutes. I'm just on every platform now, so streaming now. All right, so let's do this. Go live. Okay. So hey, Jasmine, how are you this evening? Okay. Cool. All right. I think I'm everything that I need to do. All right, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are getting ready to go over this child tax update that I just need to tell you guys on what happened. And then that's it. We're only going over child tax credit today. All right. So if you guys don't have any kids or it doesn't affect you with the child tax credit, then don't worry, you're not missing any info. Okay. Because I'm only doing this update and then I'm going over the challenge that we're doing. All right. Hey, Arnetta. I don't want to mispronounce your name. I'm sorry. I hate mispronouncing people's names because you guys know my name is Patrice. So let me reintroduce myself to those of you who may or may not know me and may not know how to pronounce my name properly, okay? My name is Patrice, not Patricia. Many of you guys contact me and you say Patricia. That's wrong, okay? Give people names correctly, you all right? I'm very big on that. So my name is Patrice, Patrice, not Patricia, not CIA. All right, Patrice L. Stewart. All right. So I am your favorite tax and business strategist. As I like to say, the realest tax and business strategist that you will ever meet or ever come across, more than likely. All right. So tonight I am on here because Lord, it's been a heck of a day. All right. Today is the very first day that the IRS is accepting. That's the main word. Accepting. All right. Tax returns today. So my office has been crazy today. All right. Um, Wanted to just jump on because I read an article that came out today. Today. So 20, what is this? Today is the 20. Oh Lord, today is the 24th already. Okay. So today, the IRS announced that several letters were mailed with the incorrect information. So several letters were mailed in error. The letters are the advanced child tax credit payments. I told y'all this was going to be a mess this year. So I wanted to jump on so I can let you know that what you need to do, right? What have I been telling many of you all for the last couple of months, right? Since they decided to get this credit out, was make sure that you match up what the IRS sends you in the form with what you actually received in your bank account. Okay. So the other thing that you can do, the other quick way that you're going to check is you guys have to go and create your portal. Okay. If you go on irs.gov, there is a portal for you, strictly for those of you all who receive the advance, let me say that, the advance child tax credit payments. Okay. You can get the correct information, what they're saying. And this is per the IRS. Letters were mailed out. Remember, you guys got letters at pretty much the beginning of this month. They started mailing out letters. So letters were mailed out. Many letters were mailed with errors. They're saying that they don't know the exact number of letters that went out. They're saying that it's not in the millions, but I doubt that. But they're saying that they don't know the exact letter. They don't the exact number of letters that were mailed out incorrectly. But all of the letters were regarding the letters that were mailed out incorrectly were regarding the form. Remember, we're talking about this form 6419. All right. Those of you all that took advantage of the advanced child tax credit, remember, the credit is the child tax credit. That's the credit. But for the first time ever, they gave you all an advance payment on your tax return, pretty much on your credits that you would normally claim, right? Because normally you're used to claiming this child tax credit during tax time when you file your taxes. So you either get the child tax credit, you get the earned income credit. Some of you get both. Some of you get one or the other. Again, remember, it depends on your income, your unique individual income. That's going to determine what credit you get, what amount you get, and what credits that you actually apply for. But tonight, this particular letter that I'm talking about that the IRS just announced is the advanced child tax credit payments, which is form 6419, 6419. All right. That's the form that you guys are going to get in the mail. Once I get off of here, I'm going to do a TikTok video with a picture of the form. And then that way you guys can know what to look out for if you have not already received it. Many of you have probably already received your letter. If you haven't received the letter, it could possibly be the wrong amount. So that is the reason why I was telling you in my prior post, right, to double check the what they show, right? You do not want, and this is the other thing. In that same article, they stated, now this is their error, but in that same article, they stated that if you guys misreport the income that you receive, your taxes will be held. Now, unfortunately, some of you got that letter. Some of you have already started getting your taxes done, applying for these different advances. So I'm hopeful that you all have the correct information and that you're taking the proper deductions, okay? Because it clearly stated in this article that let's say that you received the child tax credit for 2 months, but you were technically only supposed to, let's just say, okay, this was the example that they gave in the article. If your last payment, let's say your December payment, because that was the last payment. You got the payment from July through December. Your last payment, let's say your account closed, okay, and you didn't receive the payment, or let's say you switched banks or you moved and you didn't get the last check, right? So that's the example that they were giving. Was they may have stated that you received a certain number of income or a certain number of payments, and you really didn't. So you want to verify what they have on those forms. Don't just go off those forms that they send you automatically. It's a lot going on right now with the IRS with changes. In that same article, they stated that over 6 million tax returns are still backlogged from 2021. So over 6 million people are still waiting on their 2021, which is last year's taxes, to be processed. All right. So this is the type of stuff that we're dealing with. Okay. But again, I'm on here to inform you guys, to try to keep you all informed as much as possible as far as what's going on. And this is the main thing. When I saw that article, I was like, okay, today we have to say something about that. Because the way that you can double check that information is if you have, I already know. If you have a portal, and even if you don't have a portal, you can set up a portal, okay? Go on the IRS.gov. It's IRS.gov, all right? IRS.gov. If you go on IRS.gov, you will see the information regarding the portal. You can set up an actual portal, and then that way you can pull your payments directly from the portal. So per that article, you can go on the IRS website, pull your information from the payment portal, and that information is supposed to be accurate per the article. Okay. Okay. This is why I'm like, oh Lord, this is just about to be another crazy tax season. But again, that's another reason why I was telling you guys to wait and don't rush on filing your taxes, because you need to get all of your paperwork. Remember, your employers, if you were a 1099, if you were an independent contractor, all of the companies that you worked with, they have until January 31st to send it in the mail. All of those have to be postmarked or mailed by January 31st, okay? So some of you all are still waiting on paperwork. Other than that, that is the main thing that I wanted to talk to you about tonight, because this is what I'm doing. I'm heavy in the middle of tax time, so I can no longer be on here with you for an hour, 2 hours, just giving you a bunch of free information like I always do, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to respect my time and my business, and we're going to take this 5-day challenge that I created for you all right? So what I did was create a 5-day challenge. And for those of you that decide to do the VIP option, you're actually going to get me for 6 days. But every single day in this 5-day challenge, we are going over a specific topic. So we're going over taxes versus credit. I'm sorry, credits versus deductions. Okay. Many of you ask me, what's a credit? What's the deduction? What's the difference? All right. The very first day we're going over taxes. I keep saying taxes. Credits versus deductions. Second day, we're going over earned income credit in detail. I'm going to explain to you, get on the board. We're on the board. We're on the computer, right? Showing you the different examples of earned income credit, how it works, how it's calculated. Third day, we're going to go over the advanced child tax credit and the child tax credit credit itself, right? How it works, how it's calculated, okay? The fourth day, I'm going to have a couple of guest speakers coming in as well. And we're going to be talking to you all about how you can actually invest your tax refund, how you can put this money into use, how you can start making more money with this. So it's called the 5-day tax education challenge. All right. I put the link here in my bio in the information. The link is in my bio with TikTok. The link is in my bio with Instagram. And I also put the link with my bio for Facebook, okay? YouTube, you guys have the link as well, but you may or may not see it right now because I think the details populate for you once the live goes up. But just for purposes, let me go on here for you real quick and post it in the comments. But that's it. That was my tip for you today. Was to let you guys and educate you and let you know pretty much on what's happening that some of you are going to be getting this letter, and it may or may not have errors. All right. So you have to verify that if your information is accurate. Again, you can go on the IRS portal. All right. You can go on the portal and you can pull up the correct, that's what they're saying, that you can pull the correct information off of your portal. I will also suggest checking your bank account, looking at your bank statement. So wherever you had the money deposited to for those advanced child tax credit payments, you want to go and you want to verify that. You want to make sure everything matches up. Okay. Because they have already stated several times that your taxes will be held if you do not have the proper information or you're not claiming the proper amounts or credits. Because remember, with this, and the only thing I'm talking about today, you all, is this advanced child tax credit. All right, so I see some of you have questions coming up. If it's regarding the child tax credit, then I'll answer it. If it's regarding another topic, then get in this 5-day challenge. The challenge is from February 7th to February 11th. We meet every evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. VIP admission, and we meet at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. General admission, we meet from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. All right. But for the advanced child tax credit, this is why I was really telling you guys that this was going to be a problem, because they had never done this before. Okay. They had never done this before. And so there are a lot of issues and problems that they're seeing and going through now. Okay. So I am on a few platforms. So let me just go through right now and check your comments if they're regarding the child tax credit. Thank you for the information last week regarding my state tax refund. I went to the IRS office last week and displays. Great, Arnetta. I am glad you got that taken care of and early before before it got too crazy. So I'm glad that you were able to get into the office too, because I know sometimes to get in that office appointment during tax time, it could be crazy. So great. Santana says, wow, this is going to be hell. Yes, it is. If you owe for unemployment, can they take your federal? Yes, they can. Even though it's state, but yes, you can get in and put in the system for unemployment taxes. There's a hotline. I don't remember offhand because I'm at home now. I'm no longer at the office, so I don't have the paperwork with me. But there's a hotline that you can call. But I want to also say this, with that hotline, that's not always up to date. So the hotline may or may not have the correct information because they update the hotline number every day. But I have called sometimes and it shows no debt, and then we filed the person's taxes and something is held up. Okay. But you can go again on the IRS website and go on their contact information or contacts, and you should see a it's called a debt. It's called the what is it called, y'all? The hotline debt number or something like that. Like if you have any debts that you owe, whether, and it's really only limited. It's not everything. So sometimes it'll be student loan in there. Sometimes it'll be child support. If you owe child support or something like that in there. But sometimes there's debts that you owe that are not on there. All right. So I just wanted to stipulate that. Can you explain the repayment protection form? The repayment protection on the form. That's on the form itself, Latanya. Oh, you're talking about the repayment, like the waiver? Is that what you're asking? For the people who got the advanced child tax credit payments, and then as far as paying it back, is that what you're talking about? Just clarify that for me. This is on Facebook. That's a question I see on Facebook. I saw my W-2 on the work portal online today. I still have to wait for my other documents to come in. Okay, right. So, right. Some of you guys may have access to your W-2s online on your employer portal. So if you can get access to that information, great, pull it off. But then, right, if you have other forms that you're waiting on, then yes, you need to have every single document, you guys. Let me tell you this. You can't tell your tax person, oh, I worked 4 jobs, but I got 2 W-2s. I'm not going to claim the other 2. No. Okay. If you tell me that, I'm not filing your taxes. Okay. One, let me also explain this real quick. I know I said I wasn't going to get off topic outside of the child tax credit, but let me also explain this. Any forms that are sent to you the IRS got those same forms. You hear me? So if you work the job and you got 4 W-2 forms, those same 4 jobs are going to report that income to the IRS. So you guys can't just pick and choose and say, oh, I don't want to claim these two. Oh, I didn't work there that long. I hear that all the time. Well, I only worked there a couple of months. A couple of months is a nice amount of money. Okay? If you work there for a day, a week, more than likely you're going to get some kind of paperwork, right? So you have to report all of that income, because this is what happens. If you report only 2 W-2s, either it can stop the tax refund altogether, it can hold it up, or they can go ahead and issue you the refund based off of those 2 W-2s. But then once they review everything through the year or even next year, because the IRS can go back on you up to 7 to 10 years. Remember that. Okay. So don't be thinking like, oh, I'm good. I'm good. I haven't heard nothing. Nah, baby, they'll pop up 5 years, 6 years, 7 years later on you and say, hey, we want proof. We want this. We want this. We want that. They'll audit you. Okay. So long to the short is, if you do not file all of your forms, especially you 1099 people. Some of y'all get 1099s and you know you didn't have taxes taken out, so you think you could just hold the form. The IRS got the 1099. You get what I'm saying? Any form that's mailed to you, the IRS got a copy of. So it makes sense for you to file everything, because that type of stuff will flag your refund. Because once they get the income reported to them and then they see that you filed your taxes, that's like an automatic, flag. That's an automatic alert to audit you. And so then that's when you get that letter in the mail saying, hey, you didn't file this, or your income, or you owe this, right? Because you probably got more in earned income credit, child tax credit, those kind of things that make your refund larger, but you didn't claim your proper income. So a lot of times you all end up owing the money back, whether it's this year, next year, 5 years from now, you're going to owe that money back because you didn't claim the proper income. You get what I'm saying? So just make life easy for yourself. Get all of your documents and file at that time. But if you blatantly tell me that you have paperwork, we're not filing you. All right. Asking about what's the 6-day VIP. So the 6-day VIP is me bringing on a special guest, a special financial guest, to talk to you guys and educate you guys about finances, right? Outside of me, because sometimes people look at me and listen to me. You may not hear me, all right, or I may not be speaking in the language that you want to hear. So the 6th day, we're going heavy into finances, financial literacy, as far as topics, trust, estate, wealth building topics. So that's going to be the 6th day. The 6th day is really educational, and I'm bringing in a financial speaker in on that 6th day as well for you. So that's only for VIP that gets the 6th day. So VIP, you technically get 2 hours with me, because you get the VIP hour, and then you also get the general admission hour. All right. General admission is $97 for the 5-day. VIP is $199 right now, if you have access to the link and in my community. So in my private VIP community, they have the $197 price. Or else if you see like a Facebook ad or something like that, it's gonna show $297 for the VIP. But general admission is $97 for 5 days. So that's $20 a day, literally. Okay. So that's it. If kids got father CTC, if my kid's father got the CTC for my daughter last year, and I only got the CTC for my son, do I put $3,000 on my taxes for the $1,500 I filed both my kids? Okay. So that's the other thing too. Great question regarding the child tax credits, Smiley. So some of you all, your spouse or your kid's father or mother filed the child last year and they received the advance payments. Anyone who received the advance payments, they have to deal with the advance payments. There is a waiver. I want to say it's up to about $100,000 that they don't have to pay those advance payments back. Okay. If they made over that, then they're going to have to pay those advance payments back. So when you file this year for your kids, you will be claiming the full credit. So if you didn't take any child tax credit payments, then you would only deduct. So because you said you got the CTC for your daughter, but not your son, right? So if you took the payments for your daughter, you will have to deduct those payments that you took for your daughter, but not your son. So whatever his father got, that's on him to deal with. You would file your son the regular way to get the regular full credit for it. I know it may sound a little confusing. The other thing with that child tax credit payment is if you're married filing jointly, right? And remember, some of you all, if your spouse didn't opt out right away, maybe you got 1 month of payments. So your letters also may not add up if you got the payments and then your spouse got a payment. Because we've seen where you have to put the 2 letters together to get the total amount. It's so crazy. With me just saying that, I'm like, this is crazy as hell. but this is some of the stuff that we have seen. Okay. So if you're married filing jointly and your spouse didn't opt out right away, both of you are going to get a letter. So you may need to add those 2 amounts together on your letter to file your tax return. I know it's crazy, but this is what y'all have to deal with the United States of America today. Offset. Thank you, Latanya, because girl, it's been a hell of a day. I can't remember nothing no more. The offset hotline. That's what it's called. The offset hotline. And I usually had a number and provide all that for y'all, but like I say, I'm already left the office. I'm at home tonight. That's it. I don't have nothing here with me. What if I was out of state? What if one parent claimed a child last year and the other parent claimed a child this year, but the other parents, right? I just answered that one. Okay, you got the same question like somebody else. 1099 SA, you still file on your taxes, but it's not taxable. So they don't tax you on the 1099 SA, but some people still need to file the form, depending on what your income is. Sometimes some of you all are grandparents and you have, you may be, claiming your grandkids or something like that. So you still are filing your 1099 SA. That form has nothing to do with with none of the child tax credit stuff. Cool. Only got 1,500 because the tax person put 3,000. Right. So that was the thing. Whatever the credit was, you got so what they did was advance the credits. So that's what they did. So let's say that because that's the thing, you don't know what your full credit is going to be until you file your taxes with your income. But let's say that because the advanced credits went off of, this was the dollar amount. So under 6, it was up to 3,600. Under 17, it was up to 3,000. Okay, and remember, but the main thing is up to TikTok. Hold on, I'm gonna get to y'all. I may not see everybody's stuff coming in, but the main number is up to. So this is the thing: if you got the full $300 a month, right? Because one was $250 and one was $300. So if you got, let's just say the $300 for the full 6 months, that's $1,800. You have to deduct that $1,800 from your credit. So let's just say you get the full credit. Let's just say you got 3,000, right? If you got a child under 17, let's say that you qualify for the full 3,000. You have to deduct this 1,800 from that 3,000 now. So that was the difference. The child tax credit has always been here. It's nothing new. It's increased. They increased the refundable amount to you guys. And then, like I said, last year, for the first time ever, they actually gave you an advance. That's why it's called the advanced child tax credit. You get what I'm saying? So the child tax credit has always been here. It's called child tax credit. That's what you're used to seeing. And then you have earned income credit. Those are the 2 biggest credits that you guys are used to seeing for those of you with kids. But this year, they decided to advance you. So now they have this whole new thing called ACTC. which is the advanced child tax credit. That's what we're going over right now. So that's the letter that you're going to get in the mail, the 6419. All right. That's the form. That's what it looks like. And like I said, once we get off TikTok here, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a less than a minute video so I can make it a reel. I'm going to show you the form. So that way you know what the form looks like. And that way you can, go on your portals and look that information up. Okay. If you worked out of state, they probably still will send you a W-2. If the company doesn't have your current email address, then they still more than likely will send you a W-2. So this is the thing. If you guys work for a company and you received any kind of payroll or paycheck, you're going to get a W-2 form more than likely. If it's not a 1099, if it was an actual W-2 job, right? Like if you actually had to get payroll, taxes, and all that stuff taken out, you're going to get a W-2. Some companies will issue a $10 W-2. I've seen a $10 W-2 with $1 worth of taxes taken out. I've seen a $100 W-2. You get what I'm saying? So if you worked for a company and they paid you an actual check or wages, then more than likely 9 times out of 10, you will receive a W-2. So if you guys have employers that you used to deal with, you may want to reach out and contact those employers to find out if they're going to mail you something, if they need your new or updated mailing address. Because again, everything that gets reported to you also gets reported to the IRS. All right. Okay, so I answered everybody on Facebook, which I really do. TikTok, y'all. YouTube, you guys do not really have many questions. So the tax workshop that I did yesterday for the replay, I normally don't send the replay out, but I have received a few emails from some of you all. I've just been busy as heck with sending it. So I can get the replay out. It's just not on my priority list because it's a free workshop. So when I do free workshops, we don't usually send you guys the replay. I only send you the replay for paid workshops. But I did tell you in the live that I will send you the replay. So you will get the replay at some point, maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. But yeah, today has just been crazy as heck since it's the first day of filing season. So I didn't get a chance to go in there and pull the video down and send it to you all. Okay, now I just went over that, the child care credit. Okay. TikTokers, let's roll. Yes, there will be a form for the stimulus check. That form is $64.75. So the stimulus payments, you will get a form for that as well. And again, I would recommend verifying that, looking at your bank statements, looking at wherever payment sources that went to, if they didn't mail you a check. Because that's the other thing. For those of you that got a check in the mail, I don't know how, if you deposited into your bank account or if you cashed it at a cashier's checking place, that may be a different issue for you. So that's why I'm like, I feel for some of y'all right now. Because this is gonna be a whole mess. So they are doing deductions. Mine was $1,500. Yes. So I've been trying to tell some of y'all this. I know some of y'all are new to me and you haven't been getting all of the information, but yes, your taxes are going to be deducted. If you received any advance payment, I don't care if it was for 1 month, if it was for 2 months, they are going to deduct that payment from whatever your final refund amount is. Not even what your final refund amount is. They're going to deduct that from your actual child tax credit. Let me be clear and say that. All right. Because remember, you have different credits. You have earned income credit, child tax credit. You have the child care, the child dependent care credit. So those of you all who paid somebody to watch your child or paid a daycare company, that's a whole other separate credit, right? So you got like 3 to 4 credits dealing with these kids, and each credit is a different dollar amount. So if you took any of the advanced child tax credit, payments. They are going to deduct that amount from your child tax credit amount. So whatever your amount comes up to, hopefully those of you all who got 1,500 or 1,800, hopefully you apply for the full credit, which is, the full amount will be the 3,000, and then for kids under 6, it will be up to 3,600. And that's per child as well, right? So most of you should be okay, but again, it just really is going to depend on your unique income and what you're actually claiming. Okay. If you did not get the third stimulus, but I could see online how much the third stimulus was, can I file? Yes. So if you didn't get the actual third stimulus, you can actually file that on your tax return. That's an outside question of the child tax credit, but we're going to roll with that one. All right. So you can actually file that on this year's tax return. Yours was, I answered that one. Why didn't I receive my taxes last year? I don't know, but if my child's father got the ATC, okay, I answered that one. Yes, you can file separately from being married, but you really don't get a lot of credits. They take away a lot of credits when you do married filing separate versus married filing jointly. But yes, you can do married filing separate. I got a letter saying I owe them money from last year, but I told them I had unemployment. If you got a letter from them saying that you owe them money, you got to communicate with them and you got to talk to them. Because if they have you showing anything, they will take that money from your taxes. So I would recommend you getting that in order and getting that together, getting on the phone with an IRS agent, speaking with somebody about that issue before you file your taxes. Ethereal says, are you looking for IT interns? Possibly. We are growing our team, so you can send me a message or contact my business. We could discuss something because I am I'm not looking for IT interns necessarily. I'm really looking more for people who know social media, like social media posting, management. I don't really need an IT intern per se. So let me know. I got a letter saying I owe them, but I didn't get a form, but I paid the taxes. Okay, yeah, you're gonna have to talk to them. You're gonna have to talk to them first, because like I said, if they send you any kind of letter saying that you owe something, you want to make sure that you handle with that. You want to make sure that you handle that first before filing the taxes. Now it's different letters. Some letters say that that this is what they what's the terminology? I want to say the right terminology. Some letters will say that this is what they propose. Okay. And then some letters will say that this is what you actually owe. And if you owe it, they'll have a penalty, they'll have an interest on there, and then they'll have a specific dollar amount. But some letters that you all get, they're saying that this is what they potentially feel that you owe. And then you have to actually respond to the letter and plead your case, right? Pretty much that's the way that it works. Let's see. Let me check my time on how long I've been on here. 38 minutes. All right. We are wrapping up in exactly 5 minutes. 8:45, I'm off of here. So once again, for those of you all that are coming in late, I'm heavy in tax season. So we will not be sitting on these lives daily like this, doing information. Okay. So what I decided to do was come up with this 5-day tax challenge. This 5-day tax challenge, I'm going over specific credits. Pretty much all of these credits that you all are talking about: earned income credit, child tax credit, advanced child tax credit. And then also wanting to know on how to utilize this money that you're getting. Okay, so it's a 5-day challenge, 5-day workshop. We meet every single day for 1 hour a day. If you're in VIP, you'll get me for 2 hours. Okay. And then in VIP, like I said, we have an extra bonus day and you get an actual extra course. If you click the link, you can read all of the information. It's not a long page. The information is straight to the point. Sign up, register. We will be on the challenge from February 7th to February 11th. And then I can get heavy into detailed questions with you guys. We're on Zoom. We're private. We're not on these, open social media platforms, it's more of a private setting. There are only 100 seats available. So once those 100 seats are done, then we're done. That's it. Okay. So it's pretty much first come, first serve. General admission is $97 for 5 days. VIP is $197 if you are in my community. Okay. So if you are in my private community, you'll get the $197. If you see like an ad or something come up, then the tickets for VIP are actually $297. That's the real price for VIP. Because VIP, we got special guest speakers for you all. So you're not just getting me. I'm bringing in a couple of people who are in their respective fields to come in and talk to you. So that way we can give you all some information and some knowledge this year on how to utilize this tax money that you're getting. Okay. Now that's it. I'm wrapping up. I will see you guys another day. Not going to promise coming on tomorrow, but I definitely wanted to give you that information. You can always go back and watch the replay. For someone who just came in on TikTok, everything is on YouTube. So my YouTube channel has all of the replays available for you. It's under Patrice L. Stewart. You can go to Patrice L. Stewart and look at my YouTube channel that has a lot of content and information. Okay. Let me see. So we got 5 minutes. I answered everybody on YouTube. You guys are done. I didn't get everybody on TikTok. So let me go back to my TikTok people. They do it like that. They do it like they were doing the fight instead of continuing to get right. They did. Well, I feel like they really should have explained to you guys with everything that they were promoting about the payments that they were going to be deducted. Like a lot of people were being told that the payments weren't going to be deducted, and they were being told by just random people who were not tax professionals. Because anybody who was a tax professional, we have all been on here screaming that to the top of the roof that these payments are going to be deducted from your taxes. So that's another reason why I do get on here. You guys, you cannot listen to everybody. All right. I know a lot of people love to say he say, she say, so-and-so said. No. All right. When you're dealing with finances, when you're dealing with taxes, when you're dealing with financials, okay, that's a real thing. Okay. This is a real business. Those of us that are in taxes, that are professionals, CPAs, enrolled agents, tax attorneys, this is a real business. All right. Finances and taxes is a real thing. People actually study for this. Okay. We actually read tons of knowledge and publications to make sure that we're giving you the proper information. So make sure that you're listening to actual professionals in the field, not listening to your cousin, your sister, your brother who don't know nothing about taxes. Okay? All right. Because that was the misinformation that a lot of you all got last year, was that the payments were not going to be deducted, and they were. Does the IRS portal have all of the letters that were sent out by mail in our profile online? So per the IRS, yes. So you can create a i.me account, it's called. They changed the name. So it's an i.me account that will allow you guys to be able to pull your information, like transcripts, documents, things like that. They have a whole nother separate account for those of you all that receive the advanced child tax credit payment. Okay. I forgot the name of it. It's child tax something. They have an actual website for it, child tax credit. Something. I used to put everything up for y'all, but I'm not. I ain't giving all y'all that stuff, doing all that stuff for y'all no more. Shit, time is money, and all that stuff takes time. So if you just go to the IRS website, literally you can find it. Okay, but yeah, you do have a portal. You can log into your portal, and you're supposed to be able to see the information for the stimulus payments in your regular IME portal. So the stimulus payment is not going to be in the same portal as the child tax credit payment. Okay. You may have to create 2 different accounts for that. But for sure, the child tax credit portal specifically should have the letter, the form 6419. And what they're saying is if you go in there, then it will have the correct information. So I'm relaying to you what they relayed to us. All right. Hopefully the information is correct when you log into your portal and see it there. Hey, Miss Jade. If I had a child in 2021, do they qualify for the third stimulus if I couldn't add them then? Yes, they should qualify for the third stimulus if you had the baby in 2021. 1 minute. Last minute. Let's see. TikTok, you're it. Hey, Ange. Yes, I'm excited to talk to you this weekend too for your appointment. Would be a great beta investment for myself. What amount am I? What if an amount is not being displayed? Okay, so if an amount is not being displayed on your IRS account, wait, because remember they have up until the 31st. So within this next week, it should update, hopefully. Okay, it should update within this next week. And you get both amounts and not the letters. Can you still file? Yes. If you get the amounts and you didn't get the letters, then that's what they're saying. They're saying go into the portal. So if you have the information from the portal, download it, take a screenshot of it. I'm asking for documentation. So we want that. So I want you to actually download the information or take a screenshot of it so we can actually have a record in hand to show proof of what we're entering in for you. But yes, you can definitely do that. And the last question: if your fiance filed the child last year and you want to file the child this year, yes. So if your fiance filed the child last year, that was last year, he would deal with that. You can file the child this year. This is the thing. I know some of you guys flip flop, but you also want to make sure that that when you are doing that with the flip flop, that you can show proof that the child lived with you, that you took care of the child, that you paid for the child's living expenses, because there are certain questions to make sure that you guys qualify for these credits. All right. So you have to meet the IRS rules that say that the child was actually a dependent of yours. All right. Of course, I'm just telling you, if you do the flip flopping, it's not uncommon for parents to do that, but just make sure that you are kind of keeping up with that information, like daycare records, the child care records and things like that. All right, that's it. I'm out. I told y'all 8:45. I'm out. So any detailed information, book a link. I do also offer tax consultation if you guys have questions. But I really created this 5-day tax challenge seriously because every time I get on here, majority of you all are asking the same questions. So each day it's a specific topic geared around these kind of questions that you all have, except we're in an actual Zoom setting for you to get this information. All right. So I would definitely take advantage of that. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good night. All right. So, all right, TikTok. I always get